The UK government created a new travel scheme that I felt is so important for me to share with you so that you can know who can apply for this particular one, where you can submit an application. There are 3 links. I'll put it in the description box so that you can start submitting an application as soon as possible. I have heard that some immigration lawyers are charging people £300 to do this. Oh my gosh, you can do this on your own. That's why I'm here. I'm here to share information that will help you in your transition. And I'm also going to share how much it costs. I'm also going to share what you can do when you're using this particular travel scheme so that you ensure your transition into the UK, your travel into the UK, or maybe if you are moving to another country and your connecting flight is the UK, you need this information so that you don't make any mistakes. If you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about settling, working, or studying in the UK. If this is what you're interested in, then subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notification bell so that each time I drop a new video, you'll be amongst the first people to know about this video. You'll be informed of what is happening in the UK. And without wasting time, let's get into this video. Before we start, I just want to thank each and every one of you. We've reached 11,000 subscribers and 1 million views. As a sign of deep gratitude for all the support that Cynthia Academy has received on YouTube, I'm going to give a token of £10 each to the top 5 engaging audience members on my community spotlight. If I call out your YouTube account, just send me a DM via Facebook. The link will be in the description. The first person is Thelma. Thank you. Vanessa, Chris, Godwin, and Juliet. Thank you all so much. So the name of this particular travel scheme is called the ETA, Electronic Travel Authorization. It is not a visa, but it gives you permission to travel to the UK. So if you know someone that is outside the UK and wants to travel to the UK, you might consider finding out whether they're eligible for this particular travel scheme. Whether you can apply depends on the date you travel or the nationality as shown on your passport. Now, these are the countries on your screen that are eligible to use this ETA. So search for it, check whether your country is among the list, then you know you need to get this application sorted before you travel. And if you have a connecting flight, maybe you are passing through the UK, maybe even if you're not going to get into the UK, but you are going through, like your flight is going to stop at London and then move to another place, then you might consider getting this. Now, who does not need an ETA? You don't need an ETA if you need a visa to stay in the UK. Also, if you have permission to live, work, or study in the UK, then you don't need an ETA. If you're a British or Irish citizen, or perhaps you are traveling with a British overseas territory citizen passport. Now, what can you do with an ETA? You can come into the UK for tourism for up to 6 months, and you can visit family and friends, business, short-time study, and coming into the UK for up to 3 months on the Creative Worker Visa concession. I'm going to put a link to the Creative Worker Visa. If that's something you're interested in, you can apply for it. I'll put it here. And then coming to the UK for a permitted paid engagement or transiting through the UK include if you are not going through UK border control. So you might need to get an ETA if these are the things that interest you. If you're coming to the UK for another reason, you might have to get a visa instead. Here are things you cannot do with an ETA. You cannot stay in the UK for longer than 6 months, and you cannot do paid or unpaid work for a UK company or as a self-employed person unless you are doing a permitted paid engagement or event or work on the Creative Worker Visa. Now, you cannot claim public funds or benefits, and you cannot live in the UK through frequent or successive visits. And finally, you cannot marry or register a civil partnership. You need a marriage visitor visa for that. An ETA costs £10. But like I told you, some people are charging more than that if you go through a lawyer. But there are 3 links and it's so easy for you to complete. I'll put the links to the Apple Store, to the Google Play Store, or perhaps you want to apply directly on the government website. When you submit that application, you wait for them to approve it. Once they've approved it, then you can travel. And the duration of this particular authorization is for 2 years, or when your passport expires. So if your passport expires before the 2 years, then that is when it's going to end. And if your passport expires after the 2 years, so it's just the 2 years period, and you're going to stay in the UK for up to 6 months each time. So it's an easy something that you can get. The thing is that it's not a visa like I explained earlier, but some countries actually need this particular digital registration to be able to transit into the UK. And if you are a citizen of any of the countries I've listed, then you need to get an ETA. You need to upload your passport and the face of the person applying. You don't need to enter your travel details, and it's so easy for you to do. And there's also a UK ETA app, which I will encourage you to download. If you download that, then you key in your details and you complete the application. So there are different ways for you to do that, and it will take 3 working days for you to get a result, like a decision on your application. Now, if your application is denied or refused, it might mean that you have to submit an application for a visa for you to get into the UK. So you have to consider these things carefully before you submit an application. Make sure it's done properly, and if it's done properly, you won't get a refusal. But if you're not eligible, they might refuse you, and it means that you need a visa to come into the UK. Remember, it's just £10. You don't need to pay outside, unless your immigration story is a bit complicated. That's when you can get an immigration lawyer to assist you with the process. But I think some of these things are so easy to manage. I hope you benefited a lot from this video. Please like, share, subscribe. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye. Click on the link in my description. Apply for an electronic travel authorization. Then scroll down the page to the bottom of the page. You will see where it says apply online. That's where you are going to click on. So once you click on apply online, this page will open. You can see it says you should download the UK ETA app from App Store or Google Play. Now just click on I cannot apply on the UK ETA app. Let's just try and do an online application. And it also tells you the things to expect, that you're going to take a photo of yourself while you're applying for. If you're applying for someone else, they must be with you, the passport you will use to travel to the UK. Let's just click on that. We cannot download it. It says help downloading the UK ETA app, and if you cannot download the UK ETA app, you may need to update your phone software, more storage in your phone. And it also tells you that by applying on the UK ETA app, you are more likely to complete your application quicker and get a faster decision. So it's advisable for you to do that. But if you want to do an online application, click on continue application online, and then you get to this page where it says how to apply. It lists the things you need to expect. First, take or upload a photo of the passport you use to travel to the UK. 2, scan your face with your device. If you have a camera, and children aged 9 and under will not be asked to scan their faces. So the next one is take a photograph of yourself. Next, you answer some questions about yourself, and then you pay for your application. Now we just click on continue to move to the next page. It says what email address do you want to use to receive your ETA decision, and this is how you start your ETA application. I hope you've benefited a lot from this video.